Hello and welcome to You've Been Schooled. I'm Sam Arslanian, and I'm once again joined by Nick Kaufman, resident tennis expert here at Annenberg Media. Nick, thanks for taking the time.
We're excited to be back. Unfortunately, we're not talking about tennis, but we've got football, which is...
We're never talking about tennis.
Never with you.
Big story coming out this Sunday from Sports Illustrated's Adam Maya. Clay Helton will be dismissed and was immediately refuted by several outlets, including Sports Illustrated. Do you or do you not think Clay Helton is gone for 2020?
Well, first of all, I think everyone knows this. This is just the biggest mess of all time. It's just a dumpster fire right now. And I think Clay Helton will be out. If he was going to stay, then the school and Mike Bohn should have come out and said Clay Helton is staying, give some assurance to the team and the players, because right now there's, I think, just as much uncertainty about the head coaching future in the locker room as there is in the public. And if you're going to keep Clay Helton, why wait so long instead of just announcing it and give the players reassurance, especially heading into a bowl game?
But do you think he is staying or not?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I do not think he is. I mean, we've seen time and time again without Sam Darnold, he's about a 500 level coach.
We've talked about this because you keep trying to just exclude the Sam Darnold wins as if that still wasn't Clay Helton's team, even though it was. And here's the thing. You look at that team last year, 5-7. This year, do you know how many assets they have? They had such a young team this year, and they were so deep. To go 8-4 after a 5-7 record team, and then have a possibility at playing a really good team in a bowl game, Michigan or Baylor most likely. That's a huge improvement from last year. And look at this. They have one skilled position player not coming back next year. Michael Pittman Jr. That's going to be filled in by freshman Kyle Ford or Brew McCoy, both top receivers. Every other skill position is returning. That's huge.
But the issue is all of USC's wins this year, or most of them, they came against backup quarterbacks, freshman quarterbacks, inexperienced rosters, or depleted rosters. You look at Utah, their top running back was out for the game. You look at the Cal game, they knocked out Chase Garbers, who ended up not finishing the game.
Act like USC didn't have that. They beat Utah with Matt Fink. Matt Fink. Like, they were already down to their second string, and then you take it a step further and put in Matt Fink.
And just throw Hail Marys the whole game, too.
And look what they did. And granted, yeah, Utah was down some players that game. But you can't. This is college football. You can't just excuse that.
No, I think at the end of the day, however, just you've seen it time and time again, the same issues with Clay Helton keep coming up. He said it going into the offseason last year. He wants to fix turnovers and penalties. Turnovers and penalties haven't been fixed. They're still in the bottom
Turnovers
half
have
of the
been
country.
fixed. Turnovers have been fixed. And the other thing about penalties, yeah, they get a lot of penalties, but so do a lot of winning teams. You look at Ohio State, they're one of the more penalized teams in the nation. And they're ranked number 1 now. You know, that penalties excuse themselves if you know how to win. And I know Helton has struggled with that in a couple tough games this season. But the improvement over last season and the improvement to turnovers and the improvements we're seeing on defense, first of all, if Helton stays, defensive coordinator and special teams coordinator have to be replaced.
They have to be gone
immediately. We can agree on that.
Yeah, that for sure.
But I'm saying, why not give him another chance? Mike Bohn's only been his AD for three games, basically.
And, hey, don't forget Mike Bohn was Clay Helton's player of the game against UCLA. We can't forget about that, too.
Joke, man. Come on. Please don't do me like that. Anyways, let's say, I think it is more likely that Helton does go. Let's say he does go. Who is your replacement coach? Who does USC need to get?
I've been saying it since day one, Urban Meyer, because you look at it, his track record, he is the closest thing to a guarantee USC can get at being back to a national championship level contender, which is what USC really should be. And Urban Meyer he has his issues, don't get me wrong. He has plenty of issues off the field, and that needs to get situated. But from a football standpoint, USC needs to win and be back in the national conversation. And the closest you can get to a guarantee is Urban Meyer.
The way I see it is what's going to happen with Urban Meyer, he's going to come here for a year, he's going to have some scandal, which will further damage USC's image, he'll fake an illness, and then he'll retire again. I don't think that's very good for USC, and I think there's a lot of other coaches that USC can win with. I really wanted PJ Fleck. Obviously
That's not
an
happen.
option anymore. I really wish it was, but re-signing with Minnesota kind of took him out of the question. But Rule with Baylor, another one. James Franklin has been a hot topic. But then again, I just think Urban Meyer would not be the greatest thing. I have not heard from one reputable source that USC is even talking to him. I think that's just USC Twitter making things up, mob mentality. They're hoping to get him. I don't think he wants to go back into coaching, at least. I don't think the USC job is for him.
I think it is. I think why else would he come out to LA for Fox Sports? He did the TV thing before. He said he hated it. So you look at it, I think it was he needed a little sabbatical from the sidelines, so he went back into the booth. And I think now that he's sort of not recharged, but kind of missing the game.
I'll tell you why he came out to LA. I'm from Detroit, right?
Yeah.
He was in Ohio State. He was in Ohio State for a lot of years, right?
Yeah.
70 and sunny is a lot better than what we get up there in the Midwest. That's why he's out here. He's not out here for that. I don't think he's done. I really don't think he's going to go back into coaching. I don't think USC is the gig for him. I think he's had a great career as a coach, and I don't think he has any reason to get back into it, especially this USC job. I mean, this is not going to be an easy job to take.
No, it's not.
Do you want to? Would you want to coach in front of these fans? Because I sure as hell won't. They want to fire you the second you lose a single game. They're playing Alabama to start next season, man.
I'm excited for that game. Have I told you that? It's going to be a fun time. But yeah, I get it. The USC job comes with a lot of pressure, but I think Urban Meyer, that's why he's such a perfect fit. He's used to those pressures. I mean, he took over Florida. He took over Ohio State. These are perennial national championship winning programs, and he took them over and brought them to the promised land. And if USC wants to be maybe not 100% back, guaranteed, 100% guaranteed back, but 90% chance that they get back there with Urban Meyer, I think they have to take it because right now it's a pissed off fan base. And they have to, Mike Bohn has to make the fans and the donors happy.
Well, we're going to have to agree to disagree on this one because
We
I don't
always
think we're
do that,
ever going to
Sam.
see eye to eye on who the coach is or even the fact that that USC will have a new coach. But that's going to wrap up everything we have here on today for You've Been Schooled. Once again, I'm Sam Arslanian.
And I'm Nick Kaufman.
Thanks for tuning in.